Hello and welcome to my channel Agriculture with Sami once again. And in this video of mine, we are going to continue those mineralization process. And this time, it's about different nutrients, their available sources, and their concentrations in soil that we are going to discuss on this video. Like, let us start from mineral nutrition. Okay, mineral nutrition. So you must be thinking like mineral nutrition. The word itself determines like minerals provide the essential nutrient or nutrition to the plants. So what is mineral nutrition? How can we define it? So mineral nutrition is the process. It is a process of absorption, translocation, and assimilation of elements or element of nutrients by plant. Like it is a process. We can call it as a process of absorption, okay, translocation, and assimilation of nutrients by plants or to plants. Okay, so mineral nutrition is a three-step process. We can say like it is absorption, translocation, and assimilation. Absorption is the nutrients are being absorbed by the decomposition of the minerals. The nutrients are being absorbed by the plant's roots or root hairs, and then this is the process. But absorption is first intake of the nutrients. Translocation is movement. It is the movement from one part of the plant to the other part of the plant. It is the movement of nutrients. Assimilation is generally the uses of nutrients, like how the nutrients are being assimilated in which form and how they are used. So this is the process of assimilation. So altogether we can say mineral nutrition is a process of absorption, transformation, and assimilation of nutrients to plants. Okay, so this is all about mineral nutrition. Okay, so now let's study about like what are the main essential nutrients that we have. Like we have mineral nutrients like CHO, okay, NPKS. Okay, so we must remember that these are not minerals. These are not minerals. CHO are not minerals. We have to remember it. And while these are being absorbed, okay, in ionic or non-ionic forms. So NPKs and different elements are necessary for the plant growth are generally absorbed in ionic or non-ionic forms. So mineral nutrition together comprises the absorption, transformation, assimilation. But we have to remember that CHO are not minerals. They cannot be observed or absorbed directly from the minerals. Okay. So this is about mineral nutrition. So now we will be studying about one more content, that is the estimation of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in the soil. There are different methods. Now we are studying about different processes or different analysis processes of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Like nitrogen, when we say like nitrogen, we can estimate nitrogen available in the soil. We can estimate phosphorus, we can available potash, or we can also find out or analyze sulfur. There are different methods. And before going to those analysis methods, we have to remember the amount of nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, sulfur, organic carbon, manganese, copper, and zinc, different elements or different minerals, like in what percentage or in what kgs per hectare or what amount that are stored in the soil. Like if we want to determine the soil fertility, okay, if we want if we want to determine the soil fertility, okay, if we want to determine the soil fertility, then how can we determine? How we have to determine the soil fertility? So the soil fertility depends on different factors, right? So maybe the soil conditions, temperature conditions, climatic conditions. There are different conditions on which soil fertility generally depends. But suppose we are going to a field and we have to find the amount of NPK. If it is less in the soil, if it is high in the soil, to find out the concentration of the nutrients. Okay, to find out the concentration of the nutrients. Concentration of the nutrients. Okay, we have to find it if it is low. Okay, if it is medium. Okay, that is enough, or if it is high in amount. So there are some standard amount or standard amounts that are being generally taken into consideration for NPK, sulfur, manganese, copper, zinc, and organic carbon to estimate the availability or estimate the percentage of availability in the different soils. Like suppose here we are writing nutrients. Suppose, okay. So let us see one by one nutrients like nitrogen. So like nitrogen. Okay. So nitrogen, the optimum amount of nitrogen should be 250 to 500 kgs per hectare. So we can say that it is medium. If the amount of nitrogen in the soil is 250 to 500 into 250 to 500 kg per hectare, we can say that there is an optimum amount of nitrogen in the soil. So if it is less than 250 kgs per hectare, then we can say that nitrogen is less amount in the soil. And if it is more than 500 kgs per hectare, then we can say that there is an excess amount of nitrogen in the soil. Similarly, let's see for phosphorus. Phosphorus. Like phosphorus, what we have, it should be between 20 to 50. Similarly, kg per hectare. Kg per hectare. Instead of repeating, I am writing here kg per hectare. Okay. So it should be 20 to 50. Below 20 it is low, and above 50 it is high. Okay. Coming to potassium. Coming to potassium. Okay. Coming to potassium, here we have to remember like the potassium amount should be between 125 to 300. If it is less than 125, then it is low. If it is more under 300 kgs per hectare, it is low. Optimum is 125 to 300 for potassium. For phosphorus, it is 20 to 50. For nitrogen, it is 250 to 500 kgs per hectare. So this is these are the macronutrients that we generally consider, and these are most essential for plant growth, root development, and different processes that are being that is generally required for a plant. So NPK, we have now we have to remember it may come in some exams like the optimum amount of NPK that are being that should be present in the soil. Like how much amount should be considered, like for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Now let's see like organic carbon. Organic carbon is one of the most essential element nowadays. Like we can see like organic carbon. Organic organic carbon. So the percentage of organic carbon should be 0.5 to 0.75%. So organic carbon is generally calculated not in kgs per hectare but in terms of percentage. So if it is less than 0.5%, then it is low. If it is greater than 0.75%, it is high. Similarly, there are two other elements like copper and zinc. Copper and zinc. So these are generally calculated in terms of parts per million, or we call it ppm. So it should be between 0.5 to 1 ppm, not more than that. This, if it is less than 0.5 ppm, it is low. If it is more than 1 ppm, it is high. So this is all about the five major nutrients like NPK, organic carbon, copper, and zinc. Like we have to remember this, like nitrogen should be the optimum level of nitrogen in the soil should be this much. Phosphorus should be 20 to 50, potassium should be 125 to 300, organic carbon 0.5 to 0.75%, percentage, and copper and zinc should be 0.5 to 1 ppm. So this we should remember ppm, and this should be percentage, and these are kgs per liter. Okay. So now let's see, like if we are and we have to analyze nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium or sulfur in a particular amount of soil or plant sample, how will analyze? Like there are different methods. So these methods are generally asked in some MCQs, like how to determine process to determine nitrogen, process to determine potassium, process to determine phosphorus or sulfur, anything. So we get confused. So in this video we will see like how we have to analyze different. There are different methods of analysis. How we have to define different nutrients. Okay, like nutrients, like okay, and this is the methods. Okay. So if it is nitrogen, if it is nitrogen in the soil, nitrogen in soil, we can estimate in Geldal process. Geldal process. So Geldal process. Geldal is an is a meter where nitrogen is generally estimated or generally analyzed. That is how much amount of nitrogen is present in the soil or plant samples. This is nitrogen in Geldal process. If it is available nitrogen, so these are two different technical terms. Like if it is available amount of nitrogen, we can go for alkaline, alkaline permanganate, alkaline. We can go for alkaline permanganate solution. So for nitrogen soil, we can, these are similar processes. Like in general process also we use alkaline permanganate solution as one of the nutrients or one of the chemicals. So these are two processes by which nitrogen can be easily estimated in the soil or plant samples. So now coming to phosphorus. So if we want to determine phosphorus amount in acidic soil, in acidic soils, then we have to go for the brace process, brace number one process. So brace number one method is one of those methods by which we can estimate phosphorus in acidic soils. So if we want to go phosphorus, okay, in neutral, like having pH 7 or saline soils, then we have to go for Olsen's method. We have to go for Olsen's method. So phosphorus, to determine phosphorus in different pH related soils, we have two processes like this. Number one process of Olsen's method by which we can analyze phosphorus. Now going to potassium, K plus and sodium. So both potassium and sodium ions or sodium amount can be analyzed from using the flame photometer method. Flame photometer method. Okay. So flame photometer is generally a machine that is being utilized in laboratories, agronomical laboratories or soil science laboratories, by which we can analyze potassium and sodium. So now let's see, like generally we also calculate sulfur content. Sulfur content is estimated to know the amount of absorption of sulfur in particular plant or soil. Like there is a method called terbimeter, like no sorry, it's sulfur content content can be analyzed by sulfur content can be analyzed terbimetric. So sulfur content can be analyzed by terbimetric terbimetric method. So now there will be confusion like organic carbon is also important, like organic carbon. If we want to calculate organic carbon, okay. So there are different three methods. Like one is we can go for Wacky and black method, Wacky and black method, or we can go for like Morgan's method. Morgan's method. Okay. So these are the different elements like nitrogen, different available nitrogen, soil nitrogen, phosphorus in alkaline and neutral saline soils, potassium, sulfur, anorganic, and these are the different methods by which we can calculate these methods by which we calculate or analyze the different nutrients that are present in soil or plant. So this guys all about the video. We learn about mineral nutrition, its complete process, what is mineral nutrition and all, and the different procedures or methods of calculation and the amount of NPK that should be present to be obtained in the soil.